Hello, Goddess. Welcome. My name is Rochelle Richard. Welcome to my channel here at Empowerment Experiences, where I guide you into and through finding your power in every moment. I have plants in here, so I have little itty bitty like fruit flies that are eating all the nutrients out of the fresh potting soil that I've bought. I did not have a big challenge before, but oh my. Anyway, I digress. So that's where you'll see me go squirrel. Yes, I digress. That, again, to reiterate, here I guide you into and through finding your power in every moment, because I know what that place is like, to feel absolutely powerless in my life. A pimped out, drug addicted prostitute who believed all the bullshit her mother told her that she was a mistake. Yeah, I actually believed that I deserved all that torture and trauma and rapes and assaults and manipulation and abuse and all that stuff. It's mind-blowing that I used to believe that. And I would actually literally beat myself up. Like, I would literally inflict that pain upon myself, that inner pain that I was experiencing, I would inflict on the outside. So there wasn't a whole lot of self-love going on, is my point. And we're not really taught how to love ourselves, right? We're actually, the closest thing that may be mainstream in terms of self-love is a contradiction. It's the, oh my God, you gotta be looking young and you gotta do all this, the skincare routine so you look young. And so it's the intention behind it is still disempowering. When you do something for yourself, Goddess, that's the key, is you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it because of what someone else is going to say about yourself. You're doing it because you feel good in the doing of it, in the being in that space as you give yourself that experience that empowers you. And that's what I'm all about, is turning our seemingly powerless experiences into empowerment experiences, because we can. Every experience that we have, it's to teach us something. So I have a big old whopping landfill of self-loathing. But all of that showed me, wait a minute, I have to love me. How do I do that? Right? So if you're finding yourself in that space, I wanted to share with you something that I really feel may benefit you, because it's something that I discovered for myself that I love. Now, I am one of those people that by the time I was 19, I was, again, carrying so much. There's one I'm doing. There it is. I'm determined. I'm like, I don't mind little bugs as long as they don't bug me. You have your space and stay out of mine. I digress. So by the time I was 19, I was experiencing migraines. I had been carrying so much tension. I mean, I had to grow up by the time I was 11, 12 years old. I was taking care of my two younger brothers by myself out in our farmhouse in the country of Kansas. So I had to grow up pretty quick. I carried the weight of the world on my shoulders. And that actually came from the moment I got to this planet. From the moment I could form the sentence as a little girl. So we're talking 2-3 years old here. I was saying that I was here to save the world. Well, when the ego gets a hold of that, right, what happens? Something that we all tend to do, right? We take on, especially as empaths. And all twin flames are empaths, because we have to truly know the pain and the darkness and all the trauma of this world, so we can actually know how to transmute that. Because words don't teach. Only life experience gives us that understanding. You can go and you can learn something out of a book, but until you put that into practice, you don't actually grasp a depth of comprehension or understanding of that learning. So yeah. So that's why I'm here to share with you things that I've learned. So yeah, by the time I was 19, I was experiencing migraines. Well, imagine by the time I am 22, 23, I'm in the middle of a drug addiction. There's a little bug. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you in the middle of a drug addiction where I sat cross-legged, hunched over all the time. And then when I wasn't doing that, I was out being a prostitute. Blow jobs, hand jobs, bending over, constantly. And it wasn't something I was enjoying. And then not to mention the trauma that I experienced when I was taken advantage of. Countless times. So the tension and tightness and constriction, trauma that has been housed in my vessel really does create for some pinching off, shall we say. Very much so. Which in turn, again, migraines revisited, and I ended up having, severe chiropractic issues with my ribs, and, just again, constant challenges. I fell off a horse when I was 8 years old, and we didn't know back then that you needed to go to a chiropractor. We didn't know that. So by the time I was in college, all of that came back to also bite me in the ass. So my vessel has been through the ringer here. But you wouldn't really know it looking at me, right? I'm actually going to be 42. 42. What? My twin flame, he's 18 years, so we're 18 years different. So I'm very blessed in that. That said, though, again, what do you do? Got him. Did I? Not. So close. What do you do when you have so much tension carrying in your neck, in your shoulders, and you sit there, right? There's a thing about, you can only do it so long for yourself with just your fingers, right? So because of being a self-love empowerment coach, before I ever learned about this twin flame journey thing, I didn't even used to believe in it. And I talk about that plenty on my other videos. But so I made connections of real self-love facets in our life. And that includes sexual healing. And I mean that in the sense of that energetic healing, because again, when we've had trauma, those of us who've been raped, who've been assaulted, in whatever fashion that's been, like I said, that creates a traumatic response in our body where we tense up, even when we are not in a truly dangerous place. But that's a subconscious pattern inside of our minds. So a lot of healing in that regard. However, as I've said, when you go along this self-love empowerment journey, if you allow yourself to be inspired, you will find things that serve many purposes. So I wanted to, this one is my repaired one. This is actually called a Yoni wand. Yoni is a term for the vajayjay. And that's what we'll call it. Because here I am dropping F-bombs and shit on here. But, of course I said rape. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for that. These days, we got to watch the censorship because freedom of speech is just, it's like, what? No, I digress. So I had been, because I, again, have carried so much tension and tightness, carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, that I used to buy all kinds of different little massagers and things. And then, I had one where it did this little number. But because of the fabric that it would rub my skin raw, and it really didn't get into the point. And I kept visualizing, I was thinking a coat hanger where I could just hook it and pull and just trigger point that shit. Well, then I saw this and I was like, oh my God. So, of course, full transparency, because this is who I am. Yes, I've experienced this for its intended purpose. And yeah, it's pretty awesome there too. However, truthfully, 95% of my usage of this tool is for right up in here. I literally I'll take it and I'll use the butt of it and I'll run it down in cleaning out my lymph nodes here. But you can hook it into and you apply less pressure, or you need to apply less pressure than if you're trying to use your finger. So your fingers don't get so tired so quick. And I have literally put myself in a very comfortable space, like on my back porch. Again, find for yourself your most comfortable place to sit and take this. And I'm going to link the gal because I actually had to buy a second one because I broke this one. You can kind of see the little mark where I super glued it. And so obviously the integrity is undermined at that point. So I've been very cautious. And the first thing I did was go and order another one from the same. So it is from the old ones with an E. All right. I am going to, because I know this is going to be, I think, backwards. I'm using my iPad, but I will link her Etsy shop down below. She does have a couple left. This one's a little bit wider on the narrow end. So I do kind of miss the more narrow end. However, it's better than nothing, I tell you what. So goddess, sister, I'm telling you, you got tension in your shoulder. I mean, obviously, if you got tension in your root chakra, we'll say, by all means, massage that area because this is a very good massager for that area. But what I'm telling you here is it's a bomb-ass massager for up in here. It is the most amazing orgasmic trigger point tool for up in here, right? Because when you have tension and trauma stored in that body that's just locked in there like a knot, like a freaking knot that you just cannot get undone, right? And you sit there and you pick at it and you pick at it and you pick at it, when really all you need is the opportunity to relax into it. And this as a trigger point tool for up here. Oh God. But with this, I can actually reach along my ribs, right, in the back, along my shoulder blades, so you can rub this. The hard to reach place, right? You want to talk about empowering yourself, okay, sister? So that is why I wanted to share with you what I use my Yoni wand for. Not so much my Yoni, for where I really have stress and tension stored, which again, you know, some may laugh. It is kind of comical. I agree. I haven't actually told, what would be her name? Nope, it just says the old ones on here. I don't have an actual name of this gal because it's an S. So I'm not sure. That said, I definitely wanted to send her good vibes, good energy, because obviously I loved it so much that I had to buy a replacement right away when I, again, got so relaxed after using this. I got so relaxed that I had just set it on my lap. I think I dozed for a moment, because I was so relaxed. And then I went to move and it fell on my porch onto concrete. I haven't put a little rug underneath my spot out there, an outdoor rug, working on that. So that said, sister, I'm telling you, this is a multi-purpose tool. You want to talk about de-stressing. You want to talk about massaging, trigger point work. This puppy, I'm telling you, I had to buy a replacement when I broke this one. I bought it right away. I'm going through my emails going, where is it? Where is it? Okay? So, dear goddess, the whole summary of this video is for you to be empowering yourself. When you are visualizing something that you are seeking, that you are desiring, such as, like I said, oh, I wish I had a coat hanger thing where I could just hook and just dig into that knot and really trigger point that bitch and show it who's boss. Well, manifest it. And this is black obsidian, which is a transmuter of negative energy. What would be all in all these knots and all these tight muscles from head to toe? From head to toe. Negativity, right? So be open. That's what I'm saying. Be open to the universe to say, not specifically designated for the back and the shoulder and the neck area. However, it's exactly what you've been visualizing that you wanted. And like I said, because it's a stone and not a coat hanger or some stuff, it's that much more powerful. And that's what you're here to do, Goddess. You're to look for and find your power in every moment. And be open when the universe says, hey, you ever thought about this? Multi-purpose tool? Yes, please, and thank you. So I'm going to drop their link down below, and you can check them out on Etsy. That's where their shop is. Like I said, it's The Old Ones with an E. So Old English for the word old, O-L-D-E. They got a couple different sites. So I will, I'll put their contact info in the description below. That said, thank you so much. And I got the little booger. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. And dear Goddess, I share with you my journey because I want you to know that we're all human here. We're all doing the best we can, finding our way along each our own journeys. And the objective here is you focus on your journey. My purpose is to provide you with all this wisdom and understanding that I have gained through my firsthand learning from what's been my journey of going from absolute and utter self-loathing and feeling powerless in my life to becoming a self-love empowerment coach, because I get it, okay? I get it. Like, I know this journey. I'm not just someone, as I said, who went and got a piece of paper and says, I'm now qualified to coach you, but with no real, I would rather learn how to run a business from a business owner who never went to college and has no credentials other than his actual business to prove he knows what he's doing, than to go and have someone who teaches about business but has never actually owned a business. You kind of see there? And that is what this new earth energy is all about, Goddess. It is about true, authentic living. Therefore, you can't teach something that you don't know. And just because you read it in a book doesn't mean you know it. You have to actually put it into practice, just like manifesting my trip to India. Never saw that coming. But now I know I'm a bomb-ass manifester because I did it. I put that shit into practice and I learned what worked for me and what didn't, and how to tweak what didn't. But that is this entire journey. Is everything we experience is showing us something that is helping us to grow stronger and wiser and better. And this is the tool that's going to alleviate a lot of that stress and pressure that you're putting on yourself. Whether you're using it up here or down here. Okay? That said, dear Goddess, I am here to further support you in your journey. You can book a coaching session with me where we can use cards or not. It is solely up to you. I am an intuitive. I do love what I'm here to do in this world. And as I've said, I've always known my mission. It was just figuring out how I was going to fulfill it. And here I am. That's what happens when we surrender to the universe and let ourselves be guided. And that's why you're here, having been guided to me. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything is synchronicity. That said, dear Goddess, I, Rochelle Richard, will be here and am here to remind you that the power to create amazing is in your hands. Your hands. Because guess what? It has always, and already been inside you. I'll see you soon. Book your session at IamEmpowered.as.me. You can learn more about my sessions at empowermentexperiences.com, or like I said, dive straight in and book yours today at IamEmpowered.as.me. I only book so many sessions because they do require so much of my energy, and I really love to give you as much as I can possibly give. That said, dear goddess, here to support you, Rochelle Richards signing off, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, love yourself a little bit more in whatever way your body is asking you to. Listen to it. Okay? Namaste.